Do not kill the dream. Execute it without mercy. I'm going to let that sink in for a couple of seconds. You see, our fundamental architecture had greatness in mind. We were designed for better things. Even our vices, in their greatest form and at their greatest, do not satisfy. I mean, think about this for a second. The darkness that you felt every single time you failed at something or never made it, that is proof that God had something better in mind when he built us. Our very natures themselves are a cry for redemption. We all seek and desire release. Deep inside, we're all desperately chasing after the person we were meant and designed to be. And if we ever wind up as a lesser self, fulfillment will always elude us, because the things we were designed for are much bigger and greater than that. Imperfection is not our nature. Those are just our flaws. And the question of who we are and what we were truly designed to do are all evidenced in the things we desire the most and seek relief and expression for. Art and music, for example. There's nothing more enlivening and liberating as experiencing a piece of music and artistry that is just beyond the human element, something that somehow leaves us with a deep sense that there has to be something more to us, something more to life than just ourselves. Even though some of us do not realize it or may never ever consciously come to it, that remains a fundamental human struggle to matter, right? To be part of something that has meaning. And the chase for fulfillment all culminates in that one simple concept. Because this truth is inescapable, that we were made in the image of greatness. And this fact is inevitable, that we were never meant to fail. In today's episode, I'm going to be having interesting conversations with someone who I think is one of the most talented vocalists and songwriters that I've ever met. And the conversation is going to be focused around the ability of music to shape culture, mindsets, and basically drive the tone of the times. Basically define the social values of our generation. And then we're going to have David, Keith, Asha, and the one and only K-Leb. And these are all great and amazing vocalists, by the way. And I know you're going to love every single one of their performances. So let's get to it.
My heart easily forgets the cause of you I'm a mess, but it's not fine. My heart will let me pretend that when you close it's alright, but it's not fine. I wish that one night you'd feel just what I feel inside, 'cause I flipped this, but it's right back. How could I get better with you close, you clipping my feathers? I can't go. How could I forget you if you still hold me tight like that? How could I get better with you close, you clipping my feathers? I can't go. How could I forget you if you still call me every night? You put your arms around my neck and think that I won't expect. Girl, that ain't right. You say I gotta forget, but when it's dark you still text when you're not fine. I wish that one night you'd feel just what I feel inside, 'cause I flip this but it's right back. How could I get better with you close, you clipping my feathers? I can't go. How could I forget you if you still hold me tight like that? How could I get better with you close, you clipping my feathers? I can't go. How could I forget you if you still call me every night? Yeah, every night. How could I get better? How could I get better?
Okay, so hi and welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Great.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful song.
Thank you. Thank you.
Want to tell us, a bit about the song itself?
Yeah.
I know it's an original.
Yeah.
And also talk about your band. You guys are a band, right?
Yeah, we are a band.
Share a bit about that, so we can all get to know you guys behind the music. Yeah.
Okay, so first things first, I'm Marc Graey, vocalist of Remnants.
Yeah.
It's the band.
Okay, great.
And the story of the song. So Get Better is an original song that is coming from an original place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of there was a time in my life when things were a little bit crazy, and so it's just a song that comes from an honest place, like a genuine place, but then it's a little bit exaggerated with like my songwriting.
Made it a bit more dramatic, but
I usually dramatize all my writings. I don't want to tell a story from my own perspective and just limit it there. I want to at least grow it a little bit more so that other people can sort of relate into the same story.
Yes.
Sort of just kind of enclosing it to me and just being like, I was hurt and shine, whatever. But it's like kind of opening up and then just kind of like making it a little bit bigger. So that's, so it's just a song about a relationship where the person does not want to be with you, but then the person still wants to sort of be in your life.
Yeah.
So that's what the song is about. It's just really, how can I ever move on if you are still in my grasp, if you still do all of these things and whatnot. That's what the song is pretty much about. I think it's a pretty simple concept.
Interesting. Let me tell you what caught me about the song. It's just the title, Get Better.
Get Better.
It's a theme that is reminiscent of a lot of things when it comes to the journey of the human spirit, right?
Definitely.
The concept of getting better, right?
Yeah.
Toxic relationships, trying to move away and move on and be better from bad circumstances, bad relationships.
That's true.
I think it's a powerful concept.
Definitely.
Of, being involved in a personal struggle.
That's true.
Of you trying to better yourself.
Yeah.
And in that journey, there's things and people that sometimes may try and sort of be in your way.
Yeah.
And I love how the song creatively addresses that. Like, hey, like I'm trying to move and you're like clipping my wings.
Yeah.
When I heard those lines in the song, I was like, oh wow. Yeah, and like there's a lot of things that I'm sure everyone out there can relate to.
Definitely.
The whole things clipping, or people.
True, that's
right?
true. That's
clipping
true.
your wings and having the courage and also the perseverance to face those things head on and actually speak to them.
Yeah.
Speak to your obstacle or whatever. And
I
love how the song, in a sense, is about addressing the issue. Like, you're speaking, you're having a conversation with your oppressor.
Yeah, definitely.
In the song, right?
Yeah,
like, why are you doing this? Why are you holding me down? And I love how it talks about, or, indirectly speaks of,
like a particular person.
Address your issue, like head on, deal with it.
That's true.
Confront your demons.
Yeah, that's true.
And fight through them. So I think it's powerful, man. It's beautifully written.
Yes, thank you so much.
I love that you took songwriting very seriously. It is an art, right?
Definitely,
and
it is.
You can learn songwriting just like you can learn any instrument, just like you can learn piano,
100%.
just like you can learn guitar or music production or any skill, right?
Yeah.
You need to put your mind to it. You need to practice.
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
You need to learn and read. And that's what it takes.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of musicians who understand songwriting actually take it that deep. Because that's how deep it should go. If it's going to be craft, there's a lot to it. You don't just wake up and just scribble stuff.
That's the thing. It's that's why predominantly for me I love beat, because I took it all the way to beat making and all that that other direction. But for me, songwriting was so important. Like I had to just make sure the words, because I'm so focused on grammar. I'm so focused on the words.
Communicate. Yes.
Because I had to find the most effective way to speak. Yeah. But then I had to learn the language. I had to not only understand the language, because I'm trying also to do a couple of other native sort of Zambian kind of languages, and still the same. Even then, I just didn't want to start writing songs in vernacular because you
gotta understand the art.
That's the thing. You have to know the words
and that native tongue, the native language.
So for me, I'm always about taking
absolutely
time.
And I agree with that. Language in itself is also art. If you think about it, there's a lot of art in language.
You have to know how you use the words,
how you put words together.
Definitely.
Whether it's English or any Zambian or African native tongue.
100%.
You have to take the time to understand the nuances, the phrases, the expression, right?
Yeah.
How people communicate, how you tell stories, and you own that, and craft it. And it takes a lot of time and effort and commitment.
It takes a lot of time.
Yes, but at the end of the day, you can paint a really beautiful picture with the words and the lyrics in a song and that can touch people.
Definitely.
And I'm glad that there's people like you out there who are taking this songwriting very seriously, because I won't, most of the music we hear out there, it's terrible. No words.
It's just one of that thing of where someone goes in studio, just get some I drop some bars, bro.
Absolutely.
And then
but
everyone
as artists
does that.
And musicians, we are responsible for the music.
100%.
And we need to put a whole lot more, right? Yeah. In our writing, because it's also an art. The songwriting itself is an art. We need to express ourselves in the most creative of ways. Get close to the language.
Yeah, that's true.
Connect your phrases well.
100%.
Tell great stories with the music.
That's the
to
idea.
a point where it will have impact, relatable impact, so that people who listen to it, they can catch the music and the message in ways that probably nothing else ever can.
Here I am, taking this journey on my own, thinking that I was strong, not knowing I needed you. The peace I embraced seemed to be falling And then you came my way and said everything's alright. Open my eyes to reality. I want you to get me through. Open my eyes to reality. I want you to get me through. Yeah, yeah, drown in your passion, yeah. I want to drown in your love and never get out. Want to suffocate in the air of your passion. I want your needle to sew my heart back into. I need you now. I want to drown in your love and never get out. Want to suffocate in the air of your passion. I want your needle to sew my heart back into. I need you now. I want to drown in your love and never get out. Want to suffocate in the air of your passion. I want your needle to sew my heart back into. I need you now. I need you now. Open my eyes to reality. I want you to get me through. Yeah. Open my eyes.
You know?
True. It's music is, for me, music is 100% storytelling. So for me,
that's what it is.
So if I am always about the story,
Yeah.
but if I bring the aspect of toxicity in my music,
Yeah.
which is one kind of aspect I usually stay away from, is I recognize I'm capable of controlling how people may act. So for me, I just kind of bring it back to the aspect of, if I'm going to write a song about love and I'm going to talk about a woman, would Jesus write about her that way?
Yeah.
If I'm going to talk about heartbreak, would Jesus, it sounds weird, but the idea is God is love and God feels all these.
It doesn't sound weird at all, man. Like
that sounds all God feels all those. So I try to keep my stories not necessarily clean, because sometimes they will get a bit sexual. And again, like, love is different forms. You know, we can't avoid that love is sexual. I won't get to a point of sexual to a point that it's crass or it's now just
like
leaning towards perfect.
Like,
no, it's I kind of keep it there in as much, because I am aware that when I love a person, it's not just in the sense that, oh, I love your heart,
no,
I love your eyes. No,
it's
if we're honest with ourselves, we love a person to the fullest of extent.
And sometimes I like how
even how physically,
and sometimes we, like Christians, just
people want to avoid that, you know. But fact remains,
you know, no, man, you took a good look at her.
That's the first thing. So you never heard her speak. You never heard her do anything else. All you saw is most likely you saw her walk.
Exactly, and so that's how God designed us and everything. You know, I'm gonna refer back to Solomon.
Definitely,
like some of the stuff. In the Book of Song of Songs, is like.
It gets
pretty graphic.
Yeah,
you know, like
about
some people are like, how did this stuff make it in the Bible? You know, like
I remember there's one about
like who are the guys who are like sitting on the
and that's poetry,
panel.
and that's the thing, and that's poetry. So for me, it's I allow myself to kind of write about so many different themes to a point of where I acknowledge that love is in so many different forms. Love is sexual.
Yeah, maybe even the concept of sexuality, is a divine. What's the word? It's of divine origin.
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
God designed everything about our emotions and our hearts.
Yeah.
And also our sexuality, right?
True.
And there's everything divine about that concept.
Definitely.
And sometimes, because of what sex and sexuality is in our world, as Christians, sometimes we're a bit awkward and we try and demonize the whole concept and avoid it, but to our own detriment, because we can't teach our kids the true values.
That's the thing.
Of sexuality, right? And how to look at women and their bodies and men and how they should relate.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I think there's lyrics that I wrote, I think, to a song. I think the words were probably like, I don't want your body, I want your mind, something like that. So I think there's a song I wrote that way. But towards the end of the song, in as much as I was saying, I don't necessarily want you for your body, I think there's a point where I said, but I still want you tonight. That does not necessarily mean that I'm saying tonight it's gonna go down. That's not what I meant. But the point was when I use the phrase tonight, for me it's like we're gonna have fun tonight. We're just gonna go out.
Yeah.
And yes, in as much as I don't want you for your body, I do appreciate that you have an amazing body. Yeah, like that's how I want to express my music.
Absolutely. And it comes to the point of, right, like even when people fall in love, like you love the heart and the character, but you should be in love.
You love
their
more.
body
Like
too.
You
should be physically attracted to them too, and that's actually very important.
It's essential.
And as Christians, we shouldn't I
just love a heart.
Yeah, like swerve around that. No,
dude,
that's being unreal.
That's the thing. It's when you're home and she's not there. What are you thinking about? Is it a heart you're thinking about? It's not a heart you're thinking about. You're thinking about something else.
This is some grown man conversation right here, but it's very true. And there's a lot about Christianity that we need to correct about how we talk about sexuality and these things, because sometimes we can just go to the extremes for fear of, I don't know. I know there's a lot of crazy messes out there in the world with
there's people
the media and music,
there's people who exaggerate it and just really pervert the idea of sexuality and just write it in the worst way possible. For me,
we should be able to still depict that in its purest form.
Definitely,
right? And show people the purity that it truly is and that it truly carries. And I think that's the answer, rather than just closing that door hey.
Like this doesn't exist.
Yeah, this doesn't exist. We just fall in love with
we have to be, for me, I'm like, we have to be, that's the thing. I'm like, we have to be capable of acknowledging the fact that it exists. We just have, for me, it's always like we have to, instead of just like avoiding the fact that it exists, go to God and seek guidance. It's you just being able to, the thing is you love a lot about a person. So for me, I want to just explore so many different themes. So I will explore so many different themes. Some of them will be a bit questionable here and there, but I don't take it to a point of where it's against my beliefs. I don't want, the first thing is I don't want to write a song that my mom listens to be like, hey Mark, finish what you bang up. I want to be I want to be capable of writing a song where my mom says, what were you saying? I'm like, I can read the lyrics. But then I'm like, in as much as she's listening, she's like, okay, this boy is still kind of staying true to who he is, and he's mature and he's able to still express that.
When the rest of me is down, you enchant me even when I'm not around. And if there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down. I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found. I feel we're close enough. Could I look in your latching on to you. I'm so encaptured, got me wrapped up in your touch. I feel so enamored, hold me tight within your clutch. How do you do it? You got me losing every breath. What did you give me to make my heart beat out my chest? I feel we're close enough. Could I look in your arms? I feel we're close enough. Could I look in your arms? Now I've got you in my space. I won't let go of you. Got you shackled in my embrace. I'm latching on to you. Now I've got you in my space. I won't let go of you. Got you shackled in my embrace. I'm latching on to you. Yeah, yeah, I'm latching on to you.
As you know, musicians and songwriters, especially songwriters, we have a responsibility, to understand the impact of our music.
You have to know it.
And
You
what
have to
we
know it.
can do
You have to know it.
with the music. And
Definitely.
for me, the way I look at songwriters, it's just the same as preachers and pastors, standing on the pulpit.
Yeah.
We do the same kind of job, man.
100%.
Differently.
It's-
they're on the
it's-
pulpit.
It's just
We're
that
the people behind the songs, writing the music,
True,
crafting
it's-
the message.
that's true, that's true.
Impacting people's minds,
Yeah,
mindset,
that's
and
true.
lives. And that's a whole powerful thing. And I
100%,
think we should approach the work of writing with reverence.
Definitely,
Understand what it can do.
Yeah.
And always aim to have everything that we write grounded and guided by,
Definitely, definitely.
God's scripture,
100%.
and everything right, and everything that's bent towards the
100%.
light in this life.
100%.
Yeah.
That's 100%. It's so for me, I just want to be able to tell a story the right way, and I will never tell a story that's against like my beliefs, and and I want to be responsible. There's some sort of singer songwriter, I think from Zambia, that I heard some time back. When he was saying, "Nah, bro, I can write about whatever I want to write about. I'm not necessarily responsible for you." But for me,
that's the wrong way.
For me, I felt you are writing music. If you want to write music like that, then don't put it out. Because the moment you get music and you say, "Oh, here, listen to my music" or whatever, the idea is you're saying you want the public to consume your music. And the moment the
you
public
should accept the responsibility that
the
comes
moment
with
the
that.
public consumes your music, if say someone decides to kill a person because of what you said, you don't have to say, "Nah, dude, me, I've never killed." I'm like, the idea is someone listened to your song and they assumed
they were influenced.
They're like, killing is
way.
alright. Like if I'm angry, I can just like grab a gun and shoot this owner who messed me up. Like people would do that. For me, I'm like, I know that I'm aware of, and I am aware of the fact that I need to lead. So I'm not gonna write a song that does not resonate with my beliefs, that does not resonate with what I really, really want to say. So
more importantly than anything, the lyrics and the words to a song,
they are important.
Or the key. That's where the story is. We can do all these creative little things with the sounds and whatnot.
Like keys
but
and
that's
whatever.
actually just packaging, man.
True. It's
all just packaging.
100%.
It's the words, man. It's the message. It's what you communicate and what you're driving.
Definitely.
That should be the main thing.
Yeah. So for me, it's lyrics 100%. It's not that music is not important. For me, I kind of love to bridge the gap. Sometimes I would write the simplest of lyrics just because that's how simple the theme I'm trying to talk about is. Sometimes I'll write, if it deems fit, I will write something complex because that's the simplest way I can express it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of that. And I still love creating a good beat, creating a good chord progression, creating something still nice.
Yeah.
But I still want that to complement, which is why I'm a very simplistic producer. I don't put all these automations and all those clips. For me, it's I'm about the story. I don't want to make you feel, oh my God, this guy did something crazy with the 808s. I would do that more often than not, but that's not the objective. For me, I still want you to listen to the musicality of the song. I'm like, oh, this is nice. But then also when you listen to the lyrics and the musicality and you join them together, they're like, okay, now this is a good match. So for me, I'm about the simplest of creation. I believe simplicity is ultimate sophistication.
True. Less is more.
Less is more.
As it has often been said.
100%. So it's like, that's just my style.
Be able to tell a story that impacts people.
Yeah, I don't want to be ignorant. Like it sounds strong, but I don't want to be an ignorant writer who just writes from a place of blindness and is not aware that the lyrics I'm sending out have the ability to shape a culture, have the ability to shape a nation, have the ability to shape a mind. So I write from a very conscious place. So I'm always aware. Like there's times I literally have to like, I would have this line, I'm like, this line is lit though. But I'm like, this line is not right. This line speaks a little bit too against what I'm trying to go for. So I just scrape it off and put something else. Like I can write a song in the crassiest ways, and in the like the most perverted way possible. I am capable of that. But it's,
we're all capable of that.
But it's like it's the idea of don't write in the way of what you're capable of doing. Write in the way of you are aware of your abilities and the freedoms you have. But you are aware that your freedom comes with responsibility. Your freedom comes with the idea of
and you're accountable.
There's a guy who's trying to write a song somewhere back there. There's a guy who's in 12th grade, who's in 6th grade, listening to music and saying, one day I may want to become a poet or songwriter. This guy's listening to you speak, and if he listens to your songs, it's like, this is such the right. You must recognize that you have the ability to influence that.
A million times I thought of asking why. Hope the sands of time would change my mind. A heart of stone grew colder overnight. I hope a spark ignite to make things right. Will my fantasies turn to dreams and dreams to reality? Will my heart beat to songs and a sky where heaven sings? Will my faith be strong to know this is where I'd rather be? Well, I know, hallelujah. A million times I thought of asking why. Hope the sands of time would change my mind. A heart of stone grew colder overnight. I hope a spark ignite to make things right. Will my fantasies turn to dreams and dreams to reality? Will my heart beat to songs and a sky where heaven sings? Will my faith be strong to know this is where I'd rather be? Well, I know, hallelujah, hallelujah.
episode 6 is a wrap. If you're still watching, that means you stayed through this to the end. So thank you very much. And if this is your first time catching our episodes, please remember to like and subscribe and click that notification bell so you get notified every time we post new content. So until the next episode, which is going to be next week, my name is Blake, and you have just been edified.